Okay, welcome back. So, in the previous video, we solved for the real interest rate, and we solved for how much you'll need by the time you retire in order to live on an annual income of $54,000 each year in your retirement, and then we calculated the drawdown of wealth in each year of retirement until you pass away and leave a bequest of $25,000 to your children. Okay, now what we need to do is find out how much you need to save each year in your pre-retirement period. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we need to use the payment function, and we need to know what real amount do you need to deposit each year into the savings account so that when you retire, you will have $897,960.54 by the time you retire. Okay, so what we're going to do is in this first cell, blue cell, or well, this last blue cell, I should say, we'll do equal sign PMT. Actually, I'm going to do negative PMT. I'm sorry. PMT, open parentheses. And the rate is once again going to be the real interest rate. That's in cell C3, and we want to use dollar signs because we want that cell to remain constant. So that's $C, $3, comma. Number of periods, well, there's 40, so we can just put in 40. The payment in this case is going to be, sorry, not the payment. The present value in this case is going to be excuse me, is actually going to be the amount of inherited wealth, right? Since that's what we start off with. And since that's wealth that we have but we're not able to use, that has to go in as a negative. So this is going to be cell C6, and because we want to keep this cell constant, it's going to be negative cell C. It's going to be negative, sorry, it's going to be dollar sign C6. So dollar sign C, dollar sign 6. So we do negative dollar sign C, dollar sign 6, comma, and then we do the future value. The future value is basically what we need in retirement today. So that is FV. And then finally we'll have type is, again, it's an ordinary annuity, so it's just 0, close parentheses. And what we see is that in real dollars, that is in today's dollars, adjusted for inflation, you're going to need to deposit $7,971.38 in a retirement account today for each year, or in a retirement account each year, in order to have a retirement of $897,960.54 by the time you retire. Okay? So now I can just repeat this. Oops, I didn't do something right. You know what I didn't do? Let me just delete that. I need to hold this constant. I'm sorry. This is why the dollar signs matter. Put a dollar sign before the AQ and dollar sign after the AQ. Right? This is why the dollar signs can matter, because it won't properly repeat it. If I drive it all the way to year 1, right? And now we have our payments, our withdrawals, our deposits, that we're going to make each year in our pre-retirement period in order to build wealth, or rather build our retirement nest egg to $897,960.54. Okay, now let's look at our wealth. We're not going to be making any payments today. Our first payment is going to come at the end of year 1. Okay, now our wealth, what our wealth is at the end of period 0. Well, that's just really what we inherit, our $12,000, right? And then by the time we make our first deposit of $7,971.38, this wealth will have grown by, well, the real interest rate. So we need to do this wealth times 1 plus $C, $3, right? That's the real interest rate, close parentheses. So our wealth will have grown by that, but then we also add in our wealth of $12,000 will have grown by the real interest rate, but then we're also going to make an additional deposit of the $7,971.38. So we'll do plus this first payment, close parentheses, and then we'll see after the first, by the end of the first deposit, we'll have a wealth of $20,498.20. Now in this case, you can just do it once, and we'll drag it over, right? But remember, in this one right here, when we're drawing, we actually need to do it twice, right? We need to calculate the second one before we can drag it over. And notice, if you've done everything right, your last wealth should equal the retirement needed, right? Which we already calculated, okay? That's how you know you did everything right. This number and this number should be the exact same, okay? All right. So, so that's how to calculate all the real payments. In the next video, I'm going to show you how to calculate all the nominal payments. All right, so that'll do it for this video. Have a good one. Bye.